Hello you dirty potters, how are you today? Today I wanted to show you one simple little trick that could give your pots a little bit of sauce. Let's face it, no matter where you go, whether you go to school or a studio, you're gonna see the same bowl be made over and over and over again. A bowl that pretty much just looks like this. It's the most common shape you find in the pottery world other than just a regular cylinder with a handle on it, which is pretty much a mug. That's what a mug is, a cylinder with a handle on it. And I don't know about you, but half the time when I was in my beginner classes, I couldn't tell my bowl from somebody else's bowl, and somebody ended up like stealing it, misplacing it, or a bunch of shenanigans ended up happening with that, and sometimes I even didn't get credit for the stuff that I made. So today I'm gonna show you how to spice this shape up just a little bit, and the only two things you need for the demo that we're gonna be doing today are a wire tool, which I'm sure many of you have. It looks just like this, and it comes in your beginner package of pottery tools. And the second thing that you're gonna need, which is my preferred thing, is a potato peeler. Wire tools, as I'm sure you know by now, are good for a bunch of things. Mostly cutting clay and wedging your clay, taking your clay off of the wheel head, things of that nature. While potato peelers are also good for a bunch of things in pottery. It's also good for cutting potatoes. But I'm sure you knew that. If you didn't, I'm truly worried. There's actually a bunch of things you can do with a wire tool and a potato peeler to alter your pots on and off the wheel. So today I'm gonna show you one simple trick to give your pots a little bit of flavor. But first, we actually need to throw a little bowl real quick. Step 1, make a bowl. Although I am making a bowl for this demo, keep in mind that this will literally work on anything with an upper edge like this, which is pretty much every single shape in pottery except for an enclosed form. This will work on cups, this will work on plates. The first way you can do this is by throwing your normal shape, whether it be a cup or a bowl or a plate, taking your wire tool, you might want to wrap it around your fingers a couple times just for stability, putting it at an edge, so at the moment it's horizontal, put it like this instead. Hopefully you can see that very thin line. Take it to the edge, put it right here, very, very lightly. Don't push too far in, and just pull towards yourself, very gently. Wait till it comes off, and then take this little piece of clay off, and repeat the process about 3 more times. It's very difficult to see, although it does have a bit of a cut-off edge right here. You see, now you have a different rim from everybody else in the classroom or studio. You could technically leave it like this, but I prefer to pull it a little bit more, so this way I can even out the edges, put my sponge right on the rim, and smooth out just a bit. As long as I don't push too hard, this will usually get rid of the very hard edges that I made while pulling with my wire tool. This is a very useful tool to put in your tool belt. Now you can give your pots a little bit of sauce, and it doesn't require that much extra work to learn an entirely new technique. You pretty much already know how to throw a bowl or a cup or a plate or whatever have you. The only difference is now you're just taking your wire tool, which I'm pretty sure most people have in their pottery selection, and just cutting it at a certain angle and smoothing it out. It's extremely easy, and you don't have to be super careful, unlike other techniques when you take this off of the wheel. You can treat this like a normal pot from this point on. Potter tip! While this is super fun, you can do this as many times as you want for as much clay as you have. But be sure to leave some of the spaces untouched. When you turn this upside down to trim it, you're gonna have a wobbly top, which means it's gonna be a little more difficult to trim unless you're someone who, I was gonna say has a Giffen grip, but it would even be difficult to trim this with a Giffen grip. You'd pretty much have to center this on a chuck. So make sure to leave some of the spaces, as here and here, a little bit even or horizontal, versus the rest of the spots. Leave some variation. Now that was the first way to do this with a wire tool while you're working on the wheel, but the way that I prefer to do it is with the potato peeler, and to do it when my product is already done, kind of like this. See this? This is a completely flat top right here, which we about to mess up. You already know what's going on, boy. What's going on over there? These two bowls right here are already done and trimmed. They're already in the leather phases, they already have my maker's mark on them, they're already nice and neat. These are completely done bowls. You could put this on the greenware shelf, and whoever runs your kilns, even if it's you, will put this inside the bisque kiln later. But in between the phases of drying from the leather soft phase onto the bone dry phase, probably right after you trimmed it, it's very easy to alter these rims from being completely flat to giving them a little bit of flavor. All you gotta do is take your potato. It sounds crazy. Listen to me. It sounds insane, but I promise you can get the same effect of what I've just showed you on the wheel about 5 seconds ago on here with a simple potato peeler. All you have to do is take it from this horizontal state, edge it just a little bit, and either go away or don't go towards yourself. That is cooking lesson number 1. Do not go towards yourself with a potato peeler. Hopefully you know that by now. Just angle it and go away from yourself a tiny bit, and you'll end up taking off a lot of the clay. Along with that, you're essentially sculpting kind of a nicer rim for it. Of course, by trimming it, you pretty much just made these edges jagged, so you'll have to take a sponge and wipe them down a tiny bit, a whole 3 seconds of your life gone. But one of my favorite things about doing it with a potato peeler right after you're done trimming it is instead of just keeping this pattern, if you wanted to change the pattern at any time, you can do it while still handling the bowl all willy-nilly. This is a finished product. It's not exactly gonna break unless you throw it against a wall. So if you don't like the way that your rim looks right now, you can just change the pattern at any time, and you can make patterns yourself. Check it out. You can do one here, one here, one here, and you can just keep doing this until you get a specific pattern that you like. I am more of a fan of the straight angled line. However, everyone has their own tastes. This is my preferred method just because you can change the angle at which you're holding the potato peeler and it'll very easily change with time. If I wanted to make this entire thing straight again, I totally could by just rimming this entire thing with a potato peeler. But if I wanted this nice angle here, I put it here. If I didn't want that, I can change the angle at any time. This is why I prefer doing this off of the wheel. It's also way easier to handle this way. Yeah. Oh, well, thank you, Dirty Potters, for joining me today. I just wanted to show you guys that you can use stuff other than actual pottery tools on your ceramic artwork. It's super easy. A lot of things, especially in the kitchen aisle, will work on your ceramic artwork. You just have to be a little bit inventive with them. And now you have a new way to alter your pots in the intermediate stages right before you're getting ready for the bisque. So I just wanted to give you this quick video. If you want to see any of my artwork, the links are always down below. I have a website where you can buy some of my artwork. The new podcast link is down there. For ceramic artists, by ceramic artists. I came up with that catchline myself. No, it's super common. The Instagram's down there, the Facebook's down there, all the linkity links. You're smart, you're a smart person, you know where the links are, they're down below. Good luck on your next throwing project. Hopefully this type of thing helps you. I just want to start stepping outside of the box as far as ceramic artwork goes and showing you guys things that are usually a little bit non-conventional. If you like this kind of content, remember to subscribe, that way you never miss an episode, and I will see you, Dirty Potters, next week. You remember that one time I was like, oh, you can flap around the bowl and it won't really hurt it because it's in the leather phases, and this way you don't have to do it on the wheel. Well, I did it a little too hard, and yeah.